Hi everyone, so this is the first of a new venture and I'm doing a specific YouTube channel that is aimed at Christians and particularly those that are in America and other places that use an imperial system of inches. So I have loads of tutorials on my other channel that are in primarily centimetres, but this is one aimed particularly for those that want to work in inches. Okay, so we have a lovely Easter card here which collapses. It's a nice slimline card, but it does have a lot of weight to it because of all the bits that are put on it. So I'm going to be using some different graphics this time, and I'll put a link in the instructions underneath. So we're working with a normal piece of American letter size paper, which is 8 1/4 by 11. Okay, and we're going to take our scoreboard. You can do it with a ruler and a scoring tool. We're going to score right across every 2 3/4 inches. We're going 2 3/4, 5 1/2, 8 1/4, and it will leave me 2 3/4 this end. So I'm going to turn it round. I'm going to do exactly the same. So 2 3/4, 5 1/2, and that is going to give me now 12 panels that are 2 3/4 inch square. The only other bit we need to do is we want to do this panel on the left and the panel on the right. We want to make half panels. So I'm going to score at 1 3/8. I'm going to find my halfway point there, and I find it easiest to turn it around and do it from this side. So this 1/4, one 3/8 there. So we have 10 whole panels and 4 half panels. That can go out the way, and the first thing I want to do is to just soft fold the main pieces downwards. Okay. Now I'm going to do some cutting, and I'm going to go from the top of this half panel to the top of this one, bottom of there to bottom of there. So I'm going to take my craft knife and a ruler. Now I like to cut a small amount by hand there and there, and I get a nice finish and a nice start. It helps me to feel when I get to the end, you feel the knife just, it goes very much easier. So I'm not tempted to go further than I need. There, I can feel it. I've got a slight little burr there which I will take off. There we go. So I can now fold it as a W, and then I'm just going to pull those centre pieces forward, that one back and that forward. So I've now got a very slimline card. Now I've cut two pieces that are 8 1/4 by 2 3/4 that will exactly go on, one on the front and one on the back of my card, and that's going to give me the stiffness to allow me to open it a bit like a book. Now I know a lot of you like your journaling and things, and actually this is just like making a book, but it can do as a card as well. So I'm going to put those to one side for the moment, and I'm going to bring in some images here that I've made, and these again you'll find the link down in the bottom. And I have cut I think I've done 2.5 centimetre squares, sorry, 2.5 inch squares, and at the moment I'm not worried where they're going. I don't know how many I've done. Yeah, so I've got 4 there. I'm going to go 4 along the top, and we're going to do some contrast pieces as well. So we're going to take these, and I want to make them look a little bit more interesting, and I'm going to find a colour that will match this. And when I do a matte and layer around it, I do like to go for a darker colour that makes the card pop from the page. So I'm just going to find my contrast colour, and we'll carry on putting a matte around all these. Right, so I've got myself some contrast card, and we're going to start layering up some of these pieces. Now I'm going to take my double-sided tape. A couple of pieces is fine. And we're going to layer up, and I like to leave a nice border all the way around my picture because I'm going to use fancy scissors, and they need this amount of the scissor to hold on to. So I'm just going along, turn, I'm putting my scissors close to the edge of the picture, and then I'm getting a nice straight line all the way around. So there is my first one. Okay, so I'm going to go ahead and do all my other panels, and then we'll be back to assemble the card. Okay, so I've been busy. I've done one of my pictures cut in half, so I've got 2 half pieces. I've taken the one with the bird and the bird bath and cut that in half, so I've got my 2 pieces for there. I've got a selection of pictures which I've printed and cut out, and I've matted those with a border. Okay. And I've got some plainish ones that I've done a background paper, and I've matte and layered those with the same border. So the reason I've put these plainer ones in is so that I can put my texts on there. So I think there is a right way up with this one. So my main focus, which I need to know before I start, is where is my main greeting going to go, or my main text. So I'm going to go onto there, and I'm going to fit these because they must go on those pieces. because of the size. So make sure that the picture flows from one side to the other. Okay. I've done all the double-sided just to cut down on time. So that's that one fixed. Move that one over slightly. There we go. So that will fold nicely. Then the bird bath we're going to put in. Once again, make sure that the picture is correct when you put it down. Moved my bin to the wrong side, and so now I'm very tempted to throw stuff on the floor, but I won't. Okay, make sure my picture is right. There we go. So there is my main pieces in place. Now I can fit in these other bits. Now I think I'm going to stagger these in opposite panels. So if I've got one there, I'm going to go up there with the next one. So I'm going up into there. So 1, 2, I'm going down into this one. Go 1, 2, 3. So I'm going to leave that one for a picture, and I'm going up to that one. I don't know how many of these I've done. I just cut my paper up to as many squares as I could. So I've got one there, miss one, one onto there. Now I think, yes, we've got all staggered pieces there. So I've got at least 2 left over there. And now I can have fun with these. Now all my pictures are different. So I'm going to take this one and I'm going up to the top left hand corner. It's a dark picture, so I want that to be a focal point when I come into my card. Then so I've got Poppy. I'm then going to put some books in there. I just chose random pieces from the designs. I absolutely love the designs. Right, this one, I don't want anything too bright that will take away from my main wording. So I'm going to go for this one, which is quite a gentle picture. We'll have a look at the wording in a minute. Right, I've got another dark one here, so I'm balancing that. So let's put that one in there, and I've got the choice of 2 here. I think I'm going with the darker picture. This was actually one of the stamps, and I've just cut the middle out of the stamp bit. Right, so there is my main card all completed. I'm going to fold it up because I now want to put my front panels on. I've got 2 panels. I will put the measurements up in the top left corner, but I've got this one which is my main piece for holding the card together. So I've got to be careful that I don't put any glue that's coming down here, so the only tape I need is on this front area, so it's easier to put it actually onto this area rather than put it on the piece I'm sticking on. So I now know I'm completely away from from that hole. Pop that one onto there, and now I have my card filled in on the front. So there is my main portion. Already put the tape on. So coming back in with that bit, leaving myself a white border all the way round. Turn it over, and now I need to put my back panel on. And so again, keep away from the hole, otherwise your card won't open. So we've got the front and the back, it opens out, and I'm going to put a picture on the back as well. Make sure it's up the right way, and again a white border all the way round. So we need something that's going to say this is the front of my card, and we need to put the wording in. So I've got some wording that I have printed out onto an opaque self-adhesive thing, and I use that a lot. So we're going to put, when we put our problems in God's hands, he puts his peace in our hearts. Okay, so there is my first one, and I simply peel and place that on, and you do need to burnish it down. So I've got my bone folder. Once you burnish it down, it appears to go clear. There we go. So when we put our problems in God's hands, he puts his peace in our hearts. And I'm going for pray, wait and trust. Too often I pray and then I start trying to do things under my own steam, and it doesn't work. So I'm learning patience. So pray, wait, trust. And I'm going to go, I can do all things through Christ who strengthens me. So pray, wait, trust. I can do all things through Christ who strengthens me. And one more that I'm going to put, oh, I've got another one up there. Never have too many promises. So this one is the Lord is my strength and my shield. Into there. And here's one. Right. Faith makes things possible, not easy. So we're going up with that one, up to there. So there is the inside of my card full of promises. I'm going to close it up, and I want something on the front, and we're going to have this one, which is the will of God will never take you where the grace of God will not protect you. And I'm going up here where it's fairly clear because I want the words to stand out. Okay, so the will of God will never take you where the grace of God will not protect you. So there is a beautiful card full of lovely designs and a simple piece of letter size card which is just scored. That is all, and add your extra bits from your craft stash. Okay, so let's bring this one in here. This was just bits of decoupage, some backing papers and some plain paper. I didn't have enough to do the whole lot, so I've taken a contrast in the middle. Okay, so literally use up all of your scraps that you've got, and God bless you all.